Right. Okay, so thank you everyone for turning up today. Today we will be discussing the third law in the Atomic Habits book by James Clear. We have been doing this for a few weeks now. We have been discussing each chapter each week or alternate weeks. So this has been going good. We have received good response, so I'll be continuing to do so. And if you have any book recommendations, books that you want me to read and share here, I'd be happy to do so. I'm Vaishnavi Murali Krishnan, and I have been hosting these book club sessions for a while now. I think it's been a year. And in every session, we will be discussing things that are not often discussed in the workplace professionally. Things like productivity, things like multitasking, and other things that would impact you at work, but you're not able to talk about it with anyone. So, those kind of things, unconventional talks, or however you want to term it. So, yeah, today we'll be discussing the third chapter. And the reason I'm doing this whole book sharing or whatever, or reviewing or reviewing those chapters is because I'm not someone who reads self-help books and I find them tiring, but I want to read those books and I want to take this opportunity to share what I've read so that I can force myself to read all the chapters and also to make it easier for you. If you're someone who also doesn't want to read self help books, then join the club. We'll be discussing. I'm reading it for you so that you don't have to read it. Yeah, I think we can straight away start the chapter. So there have been two laws that we have already discussed, and today will be the third law, which is to make it easy, to make your habit formation easier, to form habits that are not exhausting, that are not tiresome, that are not taking so much energy from you. The objective of this entire chapter is to make it easy so that you don't feel like it's a chore. Every habit that you form, every step you take to better yourself should not feel like a chore. It should feel like part of the flow and it is part of your routine. It's like brushing your teeth every morning, it's like taking a bath. It's not a chore, it is something that has been incorporated into your entire routine. So that is the objective of the whole chapter. It's going to be short because the author is just reiterating on a lot of points and it means the same. And I got tired reading it halfway through, but yeah, sometimes. To start with, he says when you want to pick up a new habit, let's say you want to start investing or you want to pick up a good financial habit like saving, or you want to start reading a book, you want to start going to the gym, or you want to say start writing or start journaling. I think a lot of us, we spend the majority of the time planning, strategizing. We explore all our options when we are like, trying to join a gym. We try to see what we compare prices. We pick out the gym clothes. We pick out the gym routine, what kind of workouts we are into, what is our goal. So we spend a lot of time in this. It is good to spend time on it, but it is it becomes a bad thing when you start preparing and exploring all these options and using the preparation as a procrastination to actually start the new habit. Say, if you want to buy a new book to start your reading habit, you start exploring your option. You just go around asking everyone for book recommendations. You start going around and hoarding books. You buy a lot of books and you ask for the popular books and best books to read, best self-help books and all those. You start making a list. You start buying the books. You start getting the PDFs, and you also spend a considerable amount of time trying to pick out if you have to buy paperback or you want to get a Kindle to, all these things that you do before performing an action is not is it's not ideal. It does not help you in the habit formation at all, because we once we start doing that, we get into the habit, we get into the practice of just hoarding resources. We buy a lot of courses when we are trying to upskill. We just focus on getting all the right courses or exploring tutorials, but we don't actually start, and we spend months, so much time in it, and we are lost in it, and it becomes a form of procrastination. So the author says he emphasizes on the point of taking action is much more important, because we cheat ourselves. We tell our brain, hey, I'm going to perform a new action, I'm going to break into this new habit, but before that I have to prepare. And in the process of preparing, say 2 or 3 months of you exploring your options, you just tell yourself, I'm taking a good decision, I'm contributing to the cultivation of a new habit. But you're not actually doing that. You're just telling yourself, you're lying to yourself that this is also productive, but it is not. So he says, even all habits are built by repetition and not quality. Otherwise, in other fields of work, in other domains, or wherever it might be, people would often emphasis on quality over quantity. But here, when it comes to habit formation, repetition and quantity is much, much more important than quality. Because only if you repeat yourself, if you start doing the habit, say if you want to read a book, you start reading 1 page at a time, 2 page at a time. Only if you start reading, you will know the shortcomings of it. You will know what is difficult to do. You see, the book is not for you, the story was not set for you, then you move on to a next story. So that is how it works, that is how it should work. Instead of us obsessing over the quality of it, instead of us obsessing over the type of workout that we have to do, only if we start waking up earlier, or going to the gym after work, whichever suits for you, only if we start taking the actions, we will know what works and what doesn't work, instead of spending lots of time in picking out what works. That is not productive, that does not help you in any way. So the author gives you a lot of examples on how this is proven, and how repetition is how we train our brain, biologically proven, scientifically proven, however you want to term it. So it is proven that repetition builds a habit. You know how they say 28 days of habit, it takes 28 days to form a habit. That might be true, but the core idea of those 28 days is just that repetition helps you build habits rather than, you know, the quality of the habit. Do not obsess over the perfection of you performing an action. Instead, obsess over the repetition, getting in those numbers, the count, the consistency. So that is what you should be focusing on. Once you get into the flow, into the routine of performing an action, you will know what works and what does not work. We will be able to pick it out for ourselves. So yeah, that is like the first portion of the this chapter. And he says, I want to quote this: if you want to master a habit, the key is to start with repetition and not perfection. If you're going to take away anything from this session, it's have to be this quote. And yeah. And then this also has been discussed before. It says that you have to prepare your environment for performing a habit. Let's say people want to, study every day after work. Some people might be taking courses, some people might be doing self study, and you might want to pick up a book and read. And you want to do all those, but you have 1,000 hours that you want to spend on something else. You have chores, you have other routines. When you come back from home, you're tired, you just want to pick up your phone and lie down and scroll away. But what happens is that often the thing that is standing between us and us picking up a book is the friction. There is friction. The book is not anywhere near you, the book is not easily accessible. You're not able to get hold of the book as soon as you enter your home. So you have to set the environment for it. Let's say you want to read before night, before going to bed, before sleep. You place your book at your book, besides your bed. Or if you want to work out every day and you want to wake up earlier, maybe you have to start reducing the time it takes between you waking up and you taking your let's say your vehicle or getting down the stairs to go to the gym. Once you It's not about you making it to the gym, it's about you taking the step out of your home. That is all the effort you need to put. Once you're out of the home, everything happens automatically. So you have to focus on reducing the limitations, eliminating the limitations. Let's say your wardrobe is somewhere across the room and you have to get up and walk to the wardrobe to pick out your gym clothes or pack the gym bag. Everything is everywhere else. So before night, what you do is prepare everything, keep it at one place so that it is easily accessible. It reduces the time between you waking up and you accessing your clothes, your bags, your water bottle. So when you perfect the environment surrounding a habit, it makes it easier for your brain to just go with the flow. It automates the process, and once it is automated, all you need to do is just step out of the door, step out of your home, and everything just happens with it. Because once you're out of the home, there is no way you're going to come back and sleep. That's not happen. Say if you want to journal every day, and all you have to do is like set up the table with your journal notebook and pen and paper whenever you want to pen, or if you're using notepads or whatever it is. Just set up your table in a way that everything is easily accessible at one place so that the friction between the habit and you is reduced. So in that sense, it is always removing the obstacles between the habit and you that will make you to do the to automate the process, and your brain will be easier in finding the motivation to go. Because when the friction is more, that is when you need a lot of motivation to do something. Just encourage yourself, you just speak all the good words to yourself, and then you have to push yourself to go somewhere or do something. But when there is less friction, you don't need anything, you don't need motivation at all. It just becomes part of your routine. The inverse of this, when you're trying to break away bad habits, when you're trying to watch less Netflix or watch less of your phone, what you do is increase the friction between the habit and yourself. When you say you're working and you want to cut down on your screen time during work, all you have to do is distance yourself from the phone as much as possible. Put your phone away in the next room, or put your phone in a cupboard, lock it, put it under the bed, put it anywhere that is not easily reachable, so that whenever you hear a notification or whenever you feel the urge, it is not easily accessible. Once it's easily accessible, you start doing it without consciously making the effort to pick it up. You just go on and pick it up. That is just out of habit. That's just how it occurs, right? So you- uh, personally, I have turned off my YouTube notification for so many years now. And every time when I restart my phone or no reset, buy a new phone, the first thing I do is turn off the notifications from social media, except WhatsApp, because WhatsApp is essential. But other than that, all my social media notifications are always turned off from the settings, from the default settings, because I believe I cannot control and force myself to be this good person who never looks at their phone, who have like strong willpower to not look at their phone. I'm just a human after all. I have my weakness. I have the urge to pick up the phone every time there's a new notification. But the only notifications that I get are from Gmail and from WhatsApp because they are essential. Other than that, even my work notifications, work profile notifications are turned off once I come home, because I don't need to attend to that. This will help you greatly, because after some time you will forget that you used to get notifications from social media. It makes you forget the social media account exists. The time you spend on phone will be cut down. There are a lot of benefits to it, and this is also something I want you to definitely try. Turn off notifications whenever you want to be free of distractions. I think the major distraction now is only our phone. We don't even watch that much TV. So yeah, that is like the third point of this. The first was, you know, spend less time preparing and a lot of time on action, taking the action. The second point was to limit the friction between you and the good habits. And the third was the inverse of the last one, which is to increase the friction between you and the bad habits. So yeah, the final portion of this says that you have to follow the law of least effort, which is basically this. We tend to do things that require minimum effort. We tend to do things that are easily accessible. So perfect. You have to perfect the environment around the habits itself. Say if you want to save your money, you're taking financial, I want to save money for some few months, you put in a recurring deposit. So it is automated. You don't have to think about it. Say if you want to, start reading, but uh, you cannot get into the habit of sustained long time consistent reading time. You have to start by reading one page at a time, two page at a time. And that's where the author also says about the 2 minute rule. Whichever action that you don't feel like doing, just do it for 2 minutes. If you want to, start walking every day, if you want to put on your shoes and walk for 10 minutes and then come back, then do that for a few days, see how it feels, and then you'll get into the habit of walking for a longer time. And if you want to read, you read for a couple of pages and you just close the book. And he also quotes one popular celebrity who says, you have to stop doing things when it feels good. Because once you stop, you will be forced to do that the next time around. So when you're walking for 10 minutes and you come back, you're not exhausted, you're not tired. So you might want to do that again the next day. So there is that driving factor. Instead, if you just return tired all day and you miss work or you miss your chores, then there is no meaning to continue it the next time if it's impacting your or already existing chores. So in that sense, do take the least effort to do something. If you want to draw, if you want to do something artistic, just draw something very minimal. Just draw a sun, or if you want to journal, just write two sentences every day. Or if you want to, do your laundry every day, just put in a few clothes and get it done. So whatever that takes minimum effort, start by doing that and repeat it, and limit the distractions between you and the work, limit the friction. That is how you get your first habit rolling, get it started. And a few points have worked very well for me. I mean, I struggle to wake up earlier every day. I often just sleep in because the weather was nice, because I just don't like I don't feel like going to work every day. And the reason was, everything was not set up. I had to get up, I have to pick out my clothes, I have to decide on what clothes to wear, I have to decide on all these things. And it was not exhausting. I'm just lazy and I don't like to do all these things right after I get up. So what I did was pick out the clothes that I want to wear. I don't spend too much time choosing the next day, right? So I pick out the clothes. How much ever time I spend on, I'll be spending the previous day. I'll pick out the clothes and I'll set it apart. So the next day I get up, I just have to pick out the clothes. I don't even have to open my eyes. I'll pick out the clothes, then I'll get ready. So that has worked. And also notifications, that turning off your notifications, it works for everyone regardless of what kind of person you are, where you are, which age, it doesn't matter, it works for everyone. So you have to try it if you're trying to focus on. You can even turn off your notification from your browsers. And also if you want to, Instagram is what we use all the time. If you want to on YouTube, so you can do one thing, you can log off your profile from YouTube because you cannot uninstall YouTube. It's a default app, right? And if you want to cut down on your Instagram, you can definitely uninstall it. Or you can only log in using your browser. If you want, if you have the field to check in, just log in using your browser, because logging in using your browser and using Instagram on browser does not help at all. It kind of it's irritating because Instagram is made for apps, and the browser window doesn't make it suitable for you to scroll easier, and it loads every time you click on something. So that is how you make yourself hate something, hate doing something, by increasing the friction. So these are some things that I have found useful. And if you have something that you have found useful, please feel free to share. And that is all the summarizations that I can bring out for this chapter of the book. Like I said, it was rooted in one idea. And I'd be happy to listen to you if you have habits that you are struggling to work through, or habits that you want to eliminate, habits that you want to, share about, or things that have worked for you, or you just want to ask me something or recommend books. The floor is open. The author also shares a lot of uh, examples. Like if you want to eat less or reduce your caloric intake, you can use smaller plates. And if you want to improve your sleep quality, you can focus on buying better mattress or excuse me, or those eye masks. They help if you're a light sleeper, and even the slightest distraction with light would distract you from your sleep. You can use that. So these are little things that would have greater impact on your overall sleep quality over the period of a few weeks or months. So yeah. Mhm. So anything else you guys want to share about the session or anything you want to talk about?
Yeah, no, Vaishnavi.
Hello. So funny. I hope. Hi, Gayatri.
Hi, Vaishnavi. It was very nice having the session. So, what are the tips or the what I can say, like whatever you have said to us, I will try to implement. And it was very nice session. And we are also having the same thought, like how to continue. The initiation will be very easy when it comes to the habits, but the continuation is not working out. So, as you said, we will start with a little once, and also we will stop it whenever it is good, and then so that the next time they by forcefully we'll try to make that same one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that
It
is
was nice.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here. And yeah, the author always, I mean, if you want to remember something for the least effort, just remember this. One page at a time, if you're trying to do something, write something or read a book. And one push up a day is what he always uses for saying to get into a gym routine or workout. Just don't think about 10 push ups or 100 push ups. It does not make you do the action at all. Just focus on doing one push up a day, 2 minutes a day. So the least amount of effort that you can put into. Just, I think that's what you should take away. Yeah.
Yes.
Mm, thank you for joining in. And if you have something to say, we'll continue the conversation, or else we'll meet next week with the next chapter. I think that is the last law. Fourth law is the last law that is discussed in the book. And I'll probably conclude this book with the next session. So after that, I'm open to recommendations. Please feel free to tag me in the book club session group or any group that I'm part of, and send me your book recommendations. I'll be happy to read and share it with you. So, yeah, thank you for joining in.
Thank you. Thank you, Vaishnavi. Thank you all.
Yeah, of course.